Heidi, hi Mummas! Are you ready for the fiery session of the day? Hello and welcome to Burnt Out Mummas.
We are back after summer holidays and we feel absolutely burnt out. I mean, I've had to literally get a coffee before doing this podcast because I was like,
some lipstick on.
I need some energy. We are dying. I'm not going to lie. We have had a mental summer.
I did blow dry my hair yesterday as well, and it's just all gone curly. This morning, I forgot my phone, didn't I? We got here. It's taken us about half an hour to set this podcast up.
Oh, don't. We've had I should say we're ready for September, but I feel literally burnt out before September.
Yes, so we're going to talk about today some coping strategies. How you coped with your summer holiday,
Wow.
with lots of meditation, how that works for you, the spiritual side of Isla, and some really uplifting stories today, I think.
Yeah, so it's been like a bit of a wild summer. I've literally been, both of us, haven't we? We've been working, juggling, renovating. Oh my God, you've been renovating massively, haven't you?
We might as well be living in a caravan because we've got no kitchen, we're living off an air fryer. It's interesting.
Yeah, and that on top of toddlers is...
Yeah, and trying to find stuff daily. I don't think I'd ever do another one, no.
Another move.
No, there's plenty.
You were talking to me about doing another move. I was like,
oh there's life in this old dog. Yeah, I'm still going to do a few more.
Oh, don't. Well, yeah, so I only went back to nursery yesterday and literally...
Hallelujah.
I literally skipped home from the nursery, I'm not going to lie. And I was like, do you know what I wanted to do? A cartwheel in my living room. I was just like, I have not felt free for 6 weeks. Like,
it's a real...
I love her.
Yeah.
I love having her. And I really do enjoy the time with her. But my God, I was ready for this.
Listen, I had to push Sadie into nursery today. She just didn't want to go. And I had to really coax her. And I felt the real mum guilt. But I was like, I just needed that time, that headspace to do this. You can't do this with, Mum, I need a wee, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. And they say, you know what, you see on Instagram, you get those memos go, you've only got 20 summers left. Enjoy the most of it. I mean, that's like soft parenting. Like, there's shouting in my house. That's not going to happen after 7 weeks of having the kids at home.
Do any of your mums find that you tell them to put on their shoes? And mine is about, it must hit 20 times that I say, put your shoes on.
Put your shoes on. Put your shoes on.
So it literally starts off with, put your shoes on now. Put your shoes on now.
Please, will you put your shoes on now?
You even say please. Please, will you put your shoes on now?
Please put your shoes on now! Alright, you don't need to shout.
Alright, Mum, you don't need to shout. Put them on now! And literally, you end up losing.
That's why every time I get stressed, my hair gets curlier. That's why I think I've had, the more stressed, the more curly my hair gets.
Literally, I feel like the more you have it, the hair just goes wild. Sometimes when I see her, I just laugh because your hair's
my hair is always wild.
Oh,
it's normally in a mum bum. I had one of the mums to me to say, going, are you going to film it with a mum bum? I was like, no, I'm not. I'm actually going to put a little bit of makeup on and try and blow dry it from the rain yesterday.
Well, yeah, no, she said to me this morning, oh God, your hair looks so smooth. I was like, yeah, because I just washed it. It's not been washed for days.
I've not washed mine for this podcast.
Oh,
It's washed yesterday.
We sound like such tramps, but literally we are, but we're burnt out. Do you even have time to wash your hair? That is the question.
Vote down below.
Vote now. Do you have time to wash your hair? How many times do you wash your hair in a week? And also, it takes ages to blow
Listen,
dry.
I don't look like this in the school run. As it is, I need my eyebrows done, but because I'm still breastfeeding at night, I'm not allowed to have it done. So
yeah, I'd really take my hat off to you for
I
that.
have to
don't
look
even
haggard.
know how you do it.
I don't know how I'm doing it. I literally feel like I'm being abused and bullied at home, so...
You are. You are, and this is the outcome.
One more year.
This is the outcome of Burnt Out Mama. Oh, don't. Like,
I actually find this a therapy release, don't you?
It is. And I think it is for mums to literally, I'm like so lucky I like have you in a way, because it's like fine that we can talk about our children and not feel bad or guilty about it, because
No.
like you love your children to the moon and back, but the minute you have children, I feel like you go.
I've got to be honest.
I'm only just getting back now. Like,
that is why I didn't do any of the mums clubs apart from yours, because I just didn't want to talk about my children for an hour.
I know.
I didn't want to see other children. I just would rather have gone to the pub and drink. But obviously I don't do that around kids. But you know the thing.
Yeah,
it's
you
really
just want to relax,
Yeah.
like. And for me, if I go out on a night out, yes, you do. You can't help it. You end up talking about children, and
You do, because
Even-
obviously you do love them dearly. This is going to come across like we hate our kids or something.
right, I
or
know
like-
we really don't.
We
hate
do.
them. We
It
love
just-
them to pieces, but
Having that part of you that you were before you had children
yeah,
is really hard to find. And I just, we meet up with other mums, obviously on a night out round a gin and tonic or something, you can really just feel like you again, and just
Yeah.
like let women need to talk. I think that's what community's all about, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. And
You know.
I think the main thing is actually feeling like you again. I think when you have a child, like I teach children all day. I love children. I love my own child. Like there's no doubt about that. We all love children, but you just, when you have your own child, or it's feeling like you again. And I think that is like
That is the
massive
hardest
thing,
thing
isn't
to come
it?
back. So Sadie's 3, just about feeling back to my energetic self. I couldn't have done this like 2 years with you. I was just surviving the breastfeeding every 2 hours, no makeup, just fat, haggard, just felt like I was existing. So I do get it, and I think a lot of mums, this is why we want to put this out there as well, isn't it? So
Yeah. So
you're
we all feel like this. We're all in the same
have a
boat.
little chat with your cup of tea. I'm on my thermal tea because I'm on a real diet.
Oh,
fat loss
she
weight.
is
kick.
really on a good journey.
Lost 6 pounds. 6 pounds.
So watch your space, because every time you see her, she's going to be like.
Oh, yeah, I want to get back to. I say me, but I've always been curvy. But I just want to be able to put on an outfit and feel svelte again without my breastfeeding boobs or my shoulders getting in the way, and just feeling like a big cow.
No.
So yeah, that's just my journey, and also health reasons, lots of different reasons. So yeah, I mean, it's going well. So yeah, here's to my thermal tea.
Like the worst thing I think is you like doing this is the headaches, isn't it? And I've done it because I do a lot of like detoxing, and I do a lot of juicing and things like that.
It just shows you what coffee and sugar does to your body.
Sugar is basically.
Although I'm looking at your coffee now, and I'd love a drink, but
see, that's one thing. Like, she's got tea because she can't have coffee, but I just can't give up coffee. It literally, I should, but it's just helping me through my day and my life.
It's a whole other podcast on that, but yeah.
I know. Actually, we could have a whole one.
Just
about
10 of these later,
sugar,
I'll be buzzing with my
everything.
thermals.
I know. How do you stop the kids though having sugar in the summer holidays when
But
they
you know,
go to
everyone goes, oh, let's go and have an
holidays?
ice cream, and I just dread that. It's like the devil, because my kids I don't think they have a lot of sugar, but when they have it, it is like from 0 to 1,000. They start jumping off furniture, they start running around in circles, they start fighting, and I literally go into like sensory overload. But it's a family thing, isn't it? You know, when you go to people's houses as well, it's like, I've got you this treat, Mum and Nanny's got you this treat. But really, it's like saying, offering cigarettes to your children, because that's how bad it is. It's
sugar,
like,
yeah.
I've given your children a treat, a cigarette, because actually sugar is one of the most harmful things. But it's very hard as a society to stop them from having it, especially when their friends are having it.
This is
be
one
that
thing.
mum that says,
No, I know. But I think that is one thing that I've really opened my eyes to this year is like sugar for myself. because I've had like a lot of things that
when you have sugar, don't you
had
get
like
an
what's
that finger, itchy finger?
Itchy finger, what the hell? An itchy finger? Literally, I have to take all my rings off because if I have too much sugar, I start getting like eczema on my fingers, and I think it's related to stress a little bit, but also get eczema on my eyelids.
It's the yeast
and sugar.
I'm all like,
she's
Dr.
Paisley now, Dr. Paisley.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's something that I've learned for my body. Because it's really easy for your children and to teach them how to do it, but for myself, I think for so many years, like we've never really been taught about sugar. There is sugar in everything,
and obviously
microwave meals,
as burnt out mums
takeaways,
as well.
everything.
You have a glass of wine at night filled with sugar. See, I think that's why I'm losing quite a lot because I'm not having wine. It's in everything, yeah.
I mean, wine has been my saviour. And even
have a gin and tonic.
Yeah, gin and tonic. I just can't drink too much of that.
Gin and soda.
Yeah.
Just have a water with vodka.
Just have a water vodka, then that will get you through the day. Like, what the hell? But yeah, no, I used to love a glass of wine at night with a meal. Sometimes it would end up 2. On the weekend, it would end up a bottle. But before you know it, you've piled on half a stone just
apparently
from
one glass of wine is equivalent to a donut.
Oh, that's great. Well, I have about 2 donuts a night.
But you do a lot of exercise. You're so slim.
No.
I've only got to eat and it piles on.
Well,
so
I do a lot of exercise.
It's like little
but
large.
It's not. No, I do a lot of exercise, and I do the exercise for mental health, like dance every day. So that is really good. And actually, I've actually got some really good quotes. I was watching a programme last night, and it was about healthy bodies, and they said how
not
dancing. No, what? I can't even like talk about that. That just does that not cringe everybody out? I can't. Why would you go on TV?
You're
naked?
Embarrassed of your thing, and then you're on there in front of millions of people.
Like, why would you get your wiggly worm out on live TV? I think. Do you know what? There's some things that have to stay private, and for me, my body is my sanctuary. Like, I would not be getting my nunu or titties out on telly. Like, what the hell? Like, who does that?
Not.
Oh my god. But yeah, what was I just saying?
I switched off, sorry. With the wiggly worms.
The wiggly worms. Oh my god. That's what I keep thinking now, of wiggly worms. And I was like, Mummy, have you got wiggly worm? I was like, no, it's not a wiggly worm.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to teach her like boys and girls at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's
learning one for that.
Oh god.
Anyway, we veered off. What were we talking about?
We were just saying about sugar and
sugar.
Everything else. But yeah, no, one massive thing I've learnt this year is, you know, trying to keep my body healthy. And the pointer about dance and what it does to people, like what it does with your brain. It grows more cells, because in your brain it's a muscle basically, so when you're learning routines and doing things like that, it keeps your brain young.
Yeah.
So if there's any local dance classes out there for adults or anybody, go and join them, because
it also releases trauma. So and when children are having tantrums, when they dance, it's supposed to release all of their emotions.
So I'm really into like the science of it. We could do a whole podcast on that actually.
Yeah.
But it also said, because when you're older, your brain, obviously it's a muscle, it starts to degrease and you're not using it as much. So they said, if you're going to pick a crossword over dance, pick a dance class, because of the learning routines. And it encourages more cells in the brain, but also helps with dementia as well. So, girls, if you're worried about going down the dementia route, which our nan had, I even feel like I have parts of it now. But I think
it's called mum
timeless.
brain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because your brain actually shrinks when you have children. It's a coping mechanism apparently. Because you're so tired, it naturally doesn't. See, this is where I'm trying to remember all my facts. Doesn't retain all the information on purpose, so you can get through that tired period where you're feeding your children all night.
Yeah, no, and and who is it who said, one of our friends, like your brain, it prepares you for it, doesn't
Yeah.
it? And then it goes after you stop, you know, come
So
out
it's
of that
scientifically
cycle.
proven, but baby brain does exist.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's gearing you up, and then your brain goes back to normal again. But I don't think mine's ever become normal after having a baby. I feel stuff.
You know, like when you go. So when I used to do PA work in London, I used to have task lists, and I used to be multitasking, doing 50 tasks, boom, boom, boom. I felt like powerful PA Paisley. Anyway, now I tell you what, if I get one task done a day, one task with children, I feel like I've achieved something. So I wouldn't beat yourselves up about it.
No.
It's like procrastination, Paisley.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I think that is one thing
so
that
hard.
I do. I really beat myself up about it. I think because obviously where I used to work so hard and then not being able to do...
You can't go at that level unless they're in full-time education or nursery.
Yeah, or boarding school even. It's it's on the cards. But no, I'm joking. But I love to see her. But yeah, I just don't have the time to do what I used to do.
But it's juggling, isn't it? I mean, you're not just looking after the children if you've got to cook. If we've got to cook. I was just thinking of something then. But yeah, I was going to ask you actually, you know when you went on holiday?
Yes.
So you said to me, Paige, every single day I've been meditating. And you said, the more I'm meditating, I'm opening up my third eye. And I was like, how the hell do you get to meditate? Because it's like I've got twins in the morning. If I get up out of bed, it's like the caretaker. Sadie wakes up, sits up. I just don't have that time until they're at nursery. So how do you meditate around the children, and what do you feel it does for you?
Okay, so we could. I think we'll have like a little talk about this, and then we'll do a whole podcast on it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we can obviously.
We've got clairvoyant coming on.
Yeah, so obviously from quite a young age I've been able to have I've had visions and things have come true, and it all started when I was younger. I used to do my makeup and be like, oh, this is going to happen today, and it did. I saw a picture of it happening, and then obviously when we lost our nan, who was our second mum really, then I really wanted to focus in on stuff, and I was having dreams, and she would come to me in my dreams and things. And you've been the same.
I've had some really strong dreams. With my nan and granddad, and scenarios that have actually happened or have happened that I've told somebody about. And I've had floating in my dream, flying in my dream. Yeah, really strong.
Yeah,
just with those two people.
Yeah, nan and granddad. But my nan was very, very spiritual as well. So she always encouraged us to be spiritual, and we were never really highly religious as a family, but we was always told about God and things like that. And as I've got older, we're not highly religious, but I do feel
quite spiritual.
Yeah, we're very spiritual. I really went into quite a few religions years ago in my early 20s, and I studied loads of different religions. Yeah.
Where was I?
Well, you were probably travelling by then.
Travelling around.
Travelling around. But went into it. So I went to Hindu palaces. In Thailand, we went to loads of Buddhist palaces.
Oh yeah.
So I was really open to loads of religions. I really, I do like lots of religions.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say we're very religious people. But for us, I know that there's another realm. I feel like I've visited it. I know I probably sound crazy. Yeah.
Go on.
I feel
got a whole audience now.
Oh no. Well, so I didn't really know about meditation till mid-20s when I went to a meditation place, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna I went through a really tough time. Parents got divorced in our early 20s, and went through a bit of a tough time with mental health, everything else. So someone told me about, go to a meditation centre and see. In fact, if I'm honest, it saved me going into meditation. Didn't know how to do it, and I actually was listening to someone else the other day, and he was saying that when you first meditate, it's very, very hard, because when you're first meditating, you're just like when you've got a lot of stuff in your head and a lot of busyness, you're going over that in the first part of meditation. That's what happens
to me, like,
yeah,
oh, I've got to do that, and all these thoughts come into my head. It's really hard.
The main thing of meditation is switching that off, and I think when you get that's taken me a long time to get to that point, but it's a build up of doing it.
Do you listen to sound ones?
I do. I actually find it easier to listen to a bit of music in the background to help me get into it.
Yeah.
Rather than
Deepak Chopra ones.
Yeah, he's amazing.
When he talks you through it.
Yeah, and that's how I really started actually from doing him. I used to just go to classes and do it, and we've been to a lot of classes together.
We've done a lot of classes. I love my yoga. I have to be in the right frame of mind for it, and I always like it actually from October to December, that season where you're slowing down, it's cold.
It's really good to meditate then.
In the summer I like to do my boxing and like things that rev me up a little bit, whereas this is like a time now that I like to...
Yeah, and also we've got a shift here.
Yeah.
We've gone from like the seasons as well. So we've gone from the hot, your vibe is different.
Yeah.
Like you feel like very energetic, you feel the sun shines out your body. So this now we're going into hibernation stage, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why you probably feel that need to meditate, because you're going into that like hibernation stage.
A lot of reflection.
A lot of reflection time. But so obviously just the more like obviously the first part of meditation is you overgo all your thoughts, but what it is getting over them thoughts really. Just you've got to keep doing it. It feels really, really hard, and meditation is hard, but all you need to do is 15 minutes a day. That's all it takes.
So what do you kind of say, and what do you do, and what comes into your head when you meditate?
So someone once told me when I was like had like Reiki and things like that years ago, like imagine yourself in your dream place, like can be wherever. It might be on the beach, walking on sand. So
you're going to talk us through one now. Should I try and do it?
Okay.
Go on then.
Okay, so just imagine that you are walking through one of your dream places. It could be a beach with sand. It could be a crystal cave. It could be a field full of like beautiful flowers, your favourite flowers. And the way I get into it is I first walk into my field and it's surrounded by poppies. I feel myself walking on that field. And that's the thing that crosses me over. Like that's taken me a bit of time to find something that I can relate to crossing over to the other realm kind of thing. So you've got to find a place where you feel happy and you can switch everything off, like switch them thoughts off. So obviously go through that, but then I look at it. So say you've got lots of different rings. So you walk through one ring and it takes you into another part of your brain. So then it's taking you into your subconscious. So we very much in our conscious now, but you need to cross into your like subconscious and switch everything else off. So it's like, for me, I know that I'm in that field, but I come out of my body.
Yeah.
So I know my body's there, but...
And then how do you sometimes say, I've had something come to me, like I've had a saying or somebody's name or...
So this is how I do it. So I've gone into my poppy field. I then walk through a cave full of crystals, something that I can relate to. That's taken me away from this world, basically. Yeah. You can call me mad. I really don't care, because I am like my husband.
It's not though.
My husband literally thinks I'm crazy. I can't
do not
speak to him about anything like it.
I want to know what they said though. But...
Yeah, they want to know. Yeah. But like that's just another conversation. Because if I say this to him, he'll be like, "Mate, you psycho, you've lost it." But do you know what? It keeps me grounded and it keeps me safe.
Yeah.
And I feel that I have got spirits around me. So obviously when I cross over, I was doing it a lot when I lost my dog, because I didn't lose it. I lost her before summer and it destroyed me because I had her for so many years.
She was part of our family.
She was a massive part of our family.
Aww.
And helped me through like my parents' divorce and everything. She was like my saviour. She came when I moved into my flat. Like,
and Jasmine said to us as well, didn't she, that
you're gonna
have
a dog with brown eyes that comes into your family. And it is going to be your saviour. And it really was. So to lose that was like actually losing a part of me. So, but it was very hard. Grieving is so hard. Like, whoever you grieve for, whether it's parents, children, animals, like, the first part of grieving is you just can't explain it. It just hits a part of your brain where you're so emotional, and it is very hard. But actually the meditation also got me through that, because I felt like I visited her. I had to be ready to do it. So it took me a week or so, and I was just so desperate to see her. So I was like, I want to like cross into my subconscious, cross onto the other side and visit her and see her. And I felt her run towards me, and I was stroking her, cuddling her, like. And then she's also visited me in my dreams a few times as well. So that was my little doggy. But yeah, when I do cross over, the first person who I do see is my nan, your nan as well. So she's introduced me to a lot of people in the spirit world, that I've come back and I've said, like, because my nan was adopted, so we never got to meet her mum. She never got to meet her mum.
No.
Like, my mum never got to meet her grandma, which was, she was, because she was adopted. But we were always like a question mark of who her real mum was.
Dad was murdered, wasn't he?
Yeah, Dad was murdered when she was 8 years old, wasn't she?
Yeah, see, my long-term memory, it's gone. You can remember things, can't you? I just don't know what it is, but certain parts of my brain.
Just need to go to a dance class and get it going again. Get it going again. Need to come to a dance class, start learning routines. And actually, like, doing that, like learning routines, it does something to your brain.
That's another thing I can't remember, so.
Yeah.
42, it's like midlife crisis. Oh my god.
You know, your brain does, when you're tired, exhausted, you've got the children all day, your brain does switch off, doesn't it?
I actually think me and you might have undiagnosed ADHD as well.
So I can't switch off. I'm very hyperactive.
So we'll have a conversation then. I think we were talking about, I've gone on to something else, and
you'll probably realise this with the podcast, but you'll probably laugh because it's like, you know.
What the hell was that? Oh. The sign's just broke.
The on air sign. The on air sign. You know,
that's
we've been
telling us.
Do you know what? It's because we're talking about spirits. It's because we're talking about
how
spirits.
Scary is that? That is like, wow, yes.
Right, but yeah, there's loads of messages. So going on from that looks good on you. On air. So my nan has introduced me to other people in the spirit world. So like her mum, her real mum, she gave me a name and I researched it and it kind of connected in a weird way.
Yeah, we did. We researched it and it was connected to the dancing. I think that's where your dancing comes from as well. Like everybody in the family, I did dancing. Mum was a professional dancer.
Yeah. And Nan was a singer. Yeah, so we've always had like that artistry in our family. So, but we never knew what my nan's mum did. So, but apparently she was a professional dancer as well.
So Nan gave you this information in a meditation.
Yes. So when I crossed over into my subconscious, like, I feel that there's realms that you can go into, like, but there's so many realms, but you just get taken to your realm.
Yeah.
And I can safely say I'm not scared of dying, like, because of I know what's on them realms, like, they're just there and you can cross over onto that. But really, another thing that happens now, we're so in the mind, we've lost our subconscious as humans because of TVs, because of screens, because of
fluoride,
iPads,
the third eye.
We've lost it. And in the caveman times, they said that humans they knew when danger was coming. Because of our subconscious, we don't. We have our gut instincts, which a lot of people can still go with.
I tell you what,
Gut instinct is...
Gut instinct.
We're going to do a podcast on
Oh
this.
my God. Like, when I listen to my gut instinct, I'm always like, I feel anxiety if I know I'm going to be around somebody that that's not in a great mood or is a bit tense. I pick up on that energy and I can feel it. I feel like something's not right.
Yeah.
Or if someone's... I pick up on people's energies really strongly.
I think, I think we're going to have a podcast on spirituality and gut instinct, because I think it's a massive thing that
you know the film
we can learn
Avatar.
from as
That's
well.
our favourite film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Avatar. If you ever watch Avatar,
we love it.
I think that is so realistic to because. I mean, this conversation going forever about how boys should have long hair because that was like their senses to pick up on things in the world, all sorts. You could go on and on, but should I just hold that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are kicking in for you.
For sale.
We're on it. But yeah, no, we could literally go on. But we will carry this on in our next podcast because I think it's such a big thing for mums.
Yeah. If you could, below, we've got a few guests that are really interesting that we want to bring in. Obviously, we haven't spoken to some of them yet, so I'm not going to say their names. But if you, below, is there anybody that you would really like us to interview or sort of what topics? If you put them down under the post, then we can look into that as well. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And like topics that you want to talk about, like we are very open to everything.
Like, I think next week we're interviewing somebody, aren't we? Are we allowed to say the names? Or she's very much about powerful women in the working world.
Bryony.
So we're
and she's called the Glass Female. So yeah, we will be speaking to her,
another mum,
her influence and what she does and stuff.
Started her own business, so yeah, it's really interesting. So we're not just going to be waffling and talking and keeping it upbeat. There's some real good content coming as well.
Yeah, and we've got a spiritual goddess coming who is mine and Paisley's psychic. She is. I call her Whoopi Goldberg. Because she is like Whoopi Goldberg. She's amazing.
I've recommended so many people to her. In fact, she has written a few books. She asked me to be the copywriter on one of the books, so I helped her put her last book together. And when she was writing it was just before COVID, and I was like, this is like sci-fi, really crazy. She was like, yeah, I had to write it this way so I wouldn't get sued, basically. But I'm not joking you, a lot of that stuff has come true. But yeah, once a year I go to more of an uplift in January as like a goal setter for the year, just to say, you know, I'll be on track. Is this going to happen? What she sees for us.
Sometimes it's a positive thing.
It's a very positive thing, and it's not really about dwelling on the past, or, you know, it's just a little bit of reassurance and exciting. I think it's an exciting future. This is what could happen, you know.
Yeah,
this is what I see for you. Yeah.
We'll
so all the non-believers are going to switch off now. They're going to be like, delete.
No. Everything we do,
she's predicted all my children, everything. I could talk about it forever, Jasmine. Jasmine, you're coming on.
Yeah, we're going to get you on.
Yeah.
Right, lovely to see you guys, and thank you for listening to us. And
have an amazing Friday. What's everybody going to do for the weekend?
Pop it down, let us know.
And we're going to leave you on a high. Put some jazz music on, some saxophone music in the car.
Yes. Oh my God. Right, we're gonna have to listen to that later.
We're gonna listen to it. Gonna let you listen to it too soon.
All right then.
See you later. Bye.